A verdict is expected at any moment in a high-profile case in the county. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Denise Douglas. Now, the fate of a man charged with causing an officer's death is now in the hands of a jury in Upper Marlboro. Now, they've been deliberating Kevon Neal's case for several hours. Neal is charged with vehicular manslaughter. Throughout the trial, prosecutors argued he was driving recklessly while being pursued by Officer Adrian Morris, and that his actions caused Morris to lose control of his police cruiser in August 2012. Neal's lawyer presented no witnesses, but argued he was not the driver and that the crash was an accident. The man said to be the passenger in the car with Neal pled guilty last year to unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and was sentenced to time served, which amounted to about 14 months.
Now, police have been watching this case very closely, have they not?
Absolutely. One of their own died very tragically. In fact, Police Chief Mark McGaw was in the courtroom and has been there several days of trial, and several other officers. You probably remember, Patty, that Adrian Morris was on the force for just 2.5 years. He was 23, had kind of risen through the ranks, so to speak. He'd been with the Police Explorer program as a volunteer, so they really appreciated his commitment to service and so forth. So really no surprise to see Chief Mark McGaw there.
All right. Thank you, Denise. And we'll be following this as the verdict comes in.
Absolutely.
Well, a Prince George's man is found frozen to death behind a building in the 4700 block of Allentown Road in Oxon Hill. This marks the 5th death in Maryland due to cold temperatures. Officials believe the man was homeless and are still investigating that incident. Meantime, one organization is working to help prevent tragedies like this from happening. The Community Crisis Center connects hundreds of people in need every day to resources and warm shelters.
We exist here 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, so those who are in crisis and need have a place to turn. So right now, one of the things that's in the news a lot is about the temperatures, the sub-zero temperatures, how people are in desperate need of shelter. That's something that we work with from the beginning of November through the middle to end of April every year, of providing that emergency cold weather shelter through a partnership with the Department of Social Services, about 38 area congregations, and our nonprofit agency to have a Warm Nights program that provides emergency hypothermia shelter to families with children and individuals from throughout Prince George's County. There are many different ways that people access our hotlines and services. 211 Maryland is a wonderful resource because it is a number to access information and referral for human services. It's also right now designated as a domestic violence hotline as well. So those who are victims of domestic violence or want to help someone who is and needs some more information can use 211, and they'll reach one of our hotline specialists who will work with them through that situation and try to make sure that we have all the resources available that they need. For the homeless hotline, there's an actual homeless hotline number as well, which is the 1-888-731-0999. Or someone who is in need of homeless services can also dial 211. The same people answer the phone. We answer hotline, how may I help you, and we take it from there.
And once again, that number for the Crisis Center is 1-888-731-0999.
And because of the cold weather, Patty, water main breaks continue to be a big problem in Prince George's and Montgomery counties. According to WSSC, there were more than 40 breaks in the 2 counties yesterday, and another 40 are expected today. WSSC crews were dispatched this morning to the 4000 block of Forston Road in Beltsville, where an 8-inch main ruptured, cutting off water to about 20 homes. And while today was warmer than yesterday, a spokesperson told CTV News why more breaks are anticipated throughout the day.
While the air temperature feels like it's getting warmer, and it is, the water temperature tends to lag, and the water temperature is what drives the breaks. So when we have water temperature in the low 30s coming through these pipes, it exacerbates some of the weaknesses in these older pipes, and that's what's causing the spike in the breaks.
Jerry Irvine also says crews are working 16-hour shifts to get to all of the breaks and are asking customers to be patient.
The dangerously low temperatures are being blamed for displacing 52 senior citizens from their homes in Bowie. Tuesday night, a water pipe burst at the Willow Senior Living Community, flooding more than 40 apartments, forcing residents to stay at hotels or with relatives.
Residents who had to be displaced, actually what we did here is we went to a local hotel here in Bowie, just a few steps away from actually the community where the residents reside. And the hotel was able to accommodate all of the residents that we took over. There were a total of 13 residents. Six of them were coupled or family, and then one individual. So we had 13 residents from the city of Bowie that are residing in the hotel temporarily. The American Red Cross was on site, as well as county representatives from family services, as well as emergency management that came out from the county as well. City just said, hey, these are residents that are displaced. These are frigid temperatures. There's no time to determine who's going to pick up the calls, so we'll just take care of that, and that's what we did.
And all but 5 units should be livable by this evening. The Red Cross has agreed to fund the hotel stays of the displaced residents until their units are ready. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Denise Douglas.